So this just started happening. There's always like this one hate stalking BLM asswipe vehicle filled with involuntarily celibate, perving, creeping, hate stalking BLM activists who live in this building. They're all male. And they like to sit directly below my windows in their vehicle while smoking some kind of substance that you can sometimes smell all the way up here and blast music for 2 hours at a time. No one in this neighborhood is obligated to listen to their music for 2 hours while trying to do their own activities, and I'm trying to do my own activity right now. So my music doesn't bother anyone. I can barely listen to it myself if the water's running or if I'm on the other side of the room. But these asswipes are so mentally disturbed, they have to blast their music so loud you can hear it throughout the entire neighborhood. And they sit there in their car for 2 hours, doxing the fact that they have absolutely no life, nowhere to go, and nothing to do. Unless they're perving and creeping and hate stalking from the convenience of inside their running vehicle with blasting music, but they're probably just getting high in there. That is the epitome of low-life scum. And they do this all the time. So just for future reference, which vehicle is this? Oh, that's the one. It's the BLM mobile. It's the beta male mobile, right? Because BLM activists are all beta males who can't get women and have to blast their music throughout the entire neighborhood just to get attention. It's that piece of shit. That's the vehicle that's always parked in front of the door to the 5 Union Ave building when I happen to return to the building, sometimes at 1 a.m. There's that piece of shit sitting in that vehicle with the engine running. There's been a few times he's shouted stuff at me as I've walked past his vehicle, or some of his friends have gotten out of the vehicle and followed me into the building and then confronted me in the entrance. So yeah, that's a piece of bottom feeding, beta male, BLM, hate stalking, no life, low life scum. BLM doesn't help Black people, so I'm not being racist by speaking out against BLM. They have nothing to do with Black people, actually. They just have something to do with the fact that they've embezzled millions of dollars on strippers, hookers, and peep show workers, as documented in a very fine expose made by Candace Owens with the help of backers for her project. She's a strong Black female, so she's not being racist by speaking out against BLM. And this is BLM in action right here, folks. This hate stalking, perving, creeping, asswipe vehicle that you see right here is always sitting around the building doing absolutely nothing but harassing the entire neighborhood, not just me, right? What if the people in that house right there want to have a lunch outside in their backyard and they have to listen to this jackass's music? Maybe they don't like his music, right? Even if you do like his music, you can't even have a conversation without shouting. So that's a piece of shit. And that's what I mean by BLM being pieces of shit. It's not actual activism. Actual activism is writing letters to your local political representative or to your senator and saying, hey, I'm not happy with what's going on here in my community. Can you do something to change the laws? That's activism. That piece of shit is just a paid professional asswipe. Okay, it's 1:13. He's been sitting there for at least 20 minutes just blasting music. And because it happened just after I opened my window, because I'm making brunch right now and cooking toast and the toast burned, I have to keep my window open and listen to this jackass blasting his music and harassing the entire corner, not just me and my window, but everybody else. So in the meantime, I'm trying to make this delicious, healthy omelet. And because the hate stalking, music blasting asswipe below on the street suddenly showed up just after I had to open that window right there. And that always happens whenever I open my window. There's either a bunch of shouting, screaming perverts who make foul comments up at my windows from the sidewalk below as soon as I open my windows, or then these jackasses and vehicles suddenly pull up and start blasting music. I can only assume that it's surveillance-based harassment once again, because the Greenville Group has proudly admitted to using a surveillance expert named Jasmine Irizarry, who's also a hacker who, according to Oleg Alexiev, can get into anything. They're using her to dox my personal activities when I'm in this unit. And while I've been standing at the sink, washing some dishes, washing my hands, the psycho scum, perving, creeping reject in 88 next door has been violently slamming things against that wall whenever I wash my hands. He has a hand fetish, that He doxes his hand fetish all the time by suddenly slamming things against the wall when I wash my hands after using the bathroom. They all do, actually. There's somebody in 76 who likes to smack the wall as well when I wash my hands after using the bathroom. They have this fetish of watching people wash their hands after they use the bathroom. That's how you know you're dealing with some very psychotic, mentally disturbed, rejected. Oh, he just hit the wall. Well, then they can hear what I'm saying in here, obviously. That's too bad. They'll never have anything to do with me. They're a bunch of bottom-feeding, rejected, perving, creeping filth who can't get a fucking friend to save their life. And I'm certainly not obligated to have anything to do with these rejects just because I happen to live in the same building. Okay, so now there's people screaming and shouting on the street directly below. And because I'm standing here just washing dishes, I'm assuming that the screaming and shouting has nothing to do with me. But because it's been going on for like 20 minutes now, I'm a little concerned, and I'm just noting the time. Okay. So that loud music blasting vehicle out on the street that you just saw me videoing approximately an hour ago has been sitting there blasting music for almost an hour. It just literally stopped like 2 minutes ago, and now it's completely silent out on the street. So I don't know if somebody else complained or somebody did complain, but all of a sudden the loud thugmobile has suddenly just gone super silent. There was also a lot of shouting out on the street, and I don't know if there was like a fight or somebody was having an argument, or the guy in the thugmobile came out of the thugmobile and was talking to somebody else who was shouting at him. I'm not sure what the deal was. I was getting ready to like start sticking my phone out the window again and maybe calling the police, but it has suddenly stopped. My point is, the thugmobile pulled up to this area directly below my windows an hour ago and hasn't stopped blasting music for over an hour. So this was like an hour ago. I've been standing at my sink making brunch. This is the first day I've had off for an entire 6 days, and I'm wiped out. I just want to sit, make some nice food and relax and maybe catch up on some video watching, because I have been out of the building every single day this week for just about 12 hours, except for the one day that the inspectional services needed to get in here to do a reinspection. And then I was in here for part of the day, but then still left in the afternoon because I had stuff to do that afternoon and didn't come home until 10:30 that night. Then the next day I had a networking event that I needed to attend late morning, was late for that, and then was out for another 10 hours that day. Yesterday I was out for 12 hours. So it's been a busy week. I just want to relax. I don't need to listen to other people's music. That is not exactly my favorite type of music. I don't like country either. There's other types of music I don't like, right? I have a very narrow range of music that I can listen to these days. I used to kind of listen to everything, and now I just have 2 or 3 genres that I can tolerate. Happens when you get older. You just sort of stop trying to be friendly to everybody, and then you focus on what's important to you. So everything on the street suddenly got quiet 3 minutes ago. But for an hour, it was like a fucking circus showed up. And it happened just after I opened this window because it's a nice day out and I burned toast and I needed to ventilate the space. Thankfully, there's no more marijuana fumes from Unit 78 as there was last night at 1 in the morning. Okay, but see the position of that vehicle right there? It's parked practically blocking the driveway of that house. And an hour ago when that vehicle pulled up to that spot right there, there were other parking spots available where he could have parked. There was an open spot on the corner that has since been filled. But why does he always park his vehicle right there? That is that one spot that he always tries to squeeze in his vehicle, even when it's partially blocking access to the driveway for the yellow house across the street. I mean, that's not my problem. If they have a problem with it, obviously they can talk to him. But he's partially blocking access to that driveway and always tries to squeeze his vehicle right there in that one spot where he then sits for hours and blasts music. He was sitting there blasting music for the past hour now, and it suddenly went silent. It suddenly went silent 3 minutes ago. But up until 3 minutes ago, this BLM hate stalking thugmobile that's constantly in that spot right there, it's always parked in that one spot, has been blasting music that is disruptive, not just to myself, because I could not listen to my own music while having to listen to the louder music from that vehicle, but also disrupting the rest of the neighborhood, right? I mean, if people in these houses want to go sit outside today because it's a beautiful day, they have to listen to his music. Why would anybody want to listen to his music? But he imposes it on the entire neighborhood because he's a hate-stalking BLM beta male with nothing else to do. And he's always parking his vehicle right in that spot, even when there's other spots available. Again, an hour ago when I filmed this, that spot on the corner right there was wide open and he could have put his vehicle there. But no, he always has to park it right there. That's just weird. That's not his spot as far as I know. I don't think he's paying money to the city of Boston to reserve that one parking spot where his vehicle is always placed. And then he just blasts music for hours, which is disruptive, not just to myself, but to other people in the neighborhood. Okay, now I think I'm going to take a nap and maybe close my window a little bit.